I'm Ramsey the loud one.
I'm Jesse the short one.
Put us both into one, we are.
Lots of noise, always too fast, lots of laughs. Here's our podcast, the loud and short of it.
Hi, and welcome to Loud and Short of It. I'm Ramsey the loud one.
And I'm Jesse the short one. And this week we've got a monthly movie review. We are doing the two most dude bro movies humanly possible. They both just happened to come out this month. They're both on HBO and in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And they are Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
And Godzilla vs. Kong.
Masterpieces.
Just exactly what we needed at this time.
April, a movie, fighting movies.
Yeah.
That's all we can get through this month. We're broken, we're tired, we're gearing up for a big summer.
It's Men's History Month this month, I think, maybe.
Do you know that it's Women's History Month this month?
Is it really?
Hey! That's funny. Okay, you're a funny guy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into the two best rom-coms that came out in April.
Absolutely.
You want to do Godzilla first?
Yeah, let's do Godzilla vs. Kong first.
Okay. It got a 75 from the critics. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's high for a Godzilla movie from the critics.
Yeah, I guess.
It got a 91 from the audience, to be expected. Could have been any kind of Godzilla movie. The audience would have liked it. I'm gonna beat the audience on this one. I'm gonna give it a 92. It's a little better. It's a teensy bit better than the average person.
I gave it a 90.
Oh, you're just a teensy bit below.
Yeah, I was like, because I was thinking about that, and I was like, so give us like an 80, 85, and I was like, no,
it deserves
it.
Yeah,
Absolutely an A.
Well, based on those, you know how this review is gonna go.
Yeah.
But let's get into the numbers. It grossed 406.7 million. Which is pretty good.
That's huge.
Not including the streaming.
Yeah.
And during COVID times. That's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be wrong, but I think that's the highest we've reviewed
This
since
is
COVID
the
started.
highest movie that has debuted since COVID started.
Nice. Its opening weekend made 32.2 million, which doesn't mean anything because
Yeah,
COVID.
it doesn't mean shit anymore.
Its budget was 200 million, so they will be making more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think if we want to dive right into the fun facts, one I even have written down is that unlike the other like MonsterVerse movies, which is Godzilla 1, Kong Skull Island, and Godzilla King of Monsters, this movie doesn't have a stinger after it. It wraps up.
Yeah.
It's like when you get to the end of the movie, it's the end of the movie. And Adam Wingard,
It's a trilogy.
Yeah, Adam Wingard, the director, was just like, yeah, we don't know what the fuck we're doing yet. Like we were worried that like this movie didn't take off because the last Godzilla movie was dick.
Yeah,
and
terrible.
everyone hated it.
I didn't see it, but I know it was terrible.
Yeah, I went to go see it on my birthday, and my friends took me, and I looked at one of them, and I was like, "Can we go home?" And he was like, "No, we can't go home and watch this movie, asshole." The next fun fact is that Adam Wingard again chimed in about the height differences because in Kong Skull Island, Kong is not Godzilla size.
No,
he's
not
not
even
a city brawler. But then Adam Wingard said, yeah, in Kong Skull Island, they kind of gave us an out and said, yeah, he's still growing, I guess. and then he shows up in this movie, and he's fucking 1 billion feet tall, just like the lizard.
He also, throughout this movie, I really recommend watching it, and our review will not ruin any part of it. You can't ruin a Godzilla movie. He just changes sizes.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part about the movie. It's why I gave it that extra 1% over the audience. It's like, depending on the scene, they're like, yeah, King Kong's tall enough to be scary next to a child, but not like she's not like talking to a foot. She's talking to King Kong, and then Godzilla shows up, and King Kong is now the size of a USS aircraft carrier, and beating up Godzilla. Then he's the size of a building, then a skyscraper. Just not a care in the world, and it makes the movie better.
I like that shit too, because I know there are like two other reviewers who probably look like us and are saying things that are boring, like, "Oh, why isn't he the same size the entire time?" Fuck him.
Yeah, shit. Did you show up for continuity to a Godzilla movie? What the fuck do you care?
You're boring the shit out of us. I don't give a fuck about logistics, man. Big monkey, big lizard, big fighting.
Yeah.
Now, the next fun fact is that Gia, the little deaf girl, she's actually deaf. And she comes from an all-deaf family, which I thought was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. And,
nice of them.
Yeah, it was nice to see that.
We did watch it with somebody who knows sign language, and the whole time she was like, yeah, she died between now and then. The whole time she was like, hey, that's actually sign language.
Yeah.
They didn't fuck this up because apparently in a lot of movies they're just doing dumb shit with their hands.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
They're just doing jazz hands. And they're like, dude, yeah, good communicating. This last one I threw in there, it's barely a fun fact, but it runs at 113 minutes, just an hour and 53 minutes.
Good math.
It is the shortest film in the Monsterverse, and I want to say something about that. This is the most respectful film when it comes to your time.
Yeah.
The second it started to the second it ended, I was like, all right, I'm good. We got in and we got out. We had a great time. And that was enough. There wasn't another fucking 45 to an hour of humans talking about whether or not they should nuke the monsters.
Yeah. Or 10 minutes of explaining why Godzilla has changed sizes or anything like that. Yeah. Just didn't. Or King Kong changed that. Yeah. Godzilla was pretty consistent. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
I'll give the big lizard that. Pretty consistent size.
I think you want to hop right into our takes?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things about this movie was it blew Twitter up. It just fucking, because the people we watched it with, like half of us were Team Monkey, half of us were Team Godzilla. I actually love Godzilla movies. I've watched them since I was a little kid, so of course I had to root for Godzilla.
Team Lizard.
But holy shit, does this movie make you want to fucking root for Kong? It doesn't make any sense.
It is a Kong-centric movie.
Yeah, it would make no sense whether Kong to beat Godzilla, because Godzilla has taken out King Ghidorah, fucking the Mutos. He beat the shit out of Rodan. It's a lot. These are big names in Godzilla.
Yeah. He's also bigger and a lizard, and he shoots fucking lasers out of his mouth.
It's true.
So, and King Kong, he was my guy. I love King Kong. His abilities are big and monkey. And
the third, courage.
Yeah. This guy's a good guy.
This man faced off against the scariest motherfucker ever.
He won spiritually because he just never gave up.
Yeah, he did win the movie because like you go through the whole fucking thing and it's like, I was sitting there and I was like, oh, whatever for the monkey. I like the fucking monkey. And then it like gets to that part where like the last fight, whenever they're like in the city or whatever, and like Kong it gets Godzilla and you're like, oh shit, did Kong get him? And then Godzilla comes back and fucking wallops him.
Yep.
Just ends him. But then...
Oh, they give Godzilla an axe, which was the coolest fucking thing ever.
They gave Kong an axe.
Yeah, they gave Kong an axe.
I hated
Godzilla
that.
Godzilla can't hold an axe. No opposable thumbs.
I hated that when that was happening because they just go into like the middle Earth whatever thing.
Yes.
And then he looks down. Apparently there was a war between Godzillas and Kongs or whatever. And then he sees this axe on the ground. He's like, yes, perfect.
I am literally king of the King Kongs.
He's just like set for it. Then he goes and fights Godzilla with it. But
sick.
Yeah,
he absorbs the laser beam into his axe at one point, and then hits Godzilla with the laser beam filled axe.
Very cool.
What more can you fucking ask for? That was so sick.
I feel like you could tell it was a good movie based on the amount of cheering we were doing, and it was just a fuckload.
This is one of the movies where if I was in a theater and it was a loud theater, I'd be like, I'm so happy I saw this in theaters. No one should be sitting there quietly being like, yes, I am enjoying the cinema.
Yeah, we definitely talked shit in the past about like cheering or whatever in theaters. Cause at least I have that. I hate that shit. But like, if in this movie, I'm like, dude, this is as close to sports as nerds get.
I'm not cheering for the director. I'm cheering for the monkey.
Yeah. We didn't clap at the end.
Yeah, no.
We did though. But I think, but also I think that we got to get into like the most interesting part of this, like Godzilla and Kong. Great fight scenes. I feel like they made great use. One, lighting, insane.
Yeah.
Adam Wingard has a history of this. He has like this '80s theme throughout all of his movies. Very good. But the fighting and the use of like the city. They're like bouncing off buildings. They're throwing each other through buildings, and I'm like, fuck. That's what I want to see. Like that's that good shit, dude.
They fought on ships. Yeah, and that just seemed like, how are you gonna make it? Because Kong can't really. Well, Kong can swim, but he's still a monkey. And then they somehow made it so that they were like bouncing off aircraft carriers. It was the coolest fucking thing.
Just dope. And then it's like, but even then it's like in that first fight too, like Godzilla kind of wins, but then you're just like, oh well, those Godzilla, they're on the water. That's Godzilla's domain. I'm like, man, it's hard to pin down who's gonna get the other
fight
one.
In a jungle. So King Kong never got to have the full advantage.
Well, they fought in a concrete jungle, bro. But I think we're kicking around Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla won. Is this to be expected? But here's where Kong wins. At one point in the movie, it's revealed there's a Mecha Godzilla.
Yes.
Which as a child, I loved. As an adult, did not realize they were going to make... For some reason, that seemed too stupid. And then he showed up, and I was like... Oh, this isn't stupid at all.
They made it so Jeff Bezos created it, which was perfect.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, yeah, this is plausible. Yeah,
Godzilla's going around destroying Jeff Bezos's fucking research centers or whatever.
Yeah,
it's very cool. But then they connect Mechagodzilla to like King Ghidorah's skull, And then Mechagodzilla goes rogue, and they're just like, oh, the skull has King Ghidorah's spirit. And to an outsider, yeah,
this
that's
sounds
stupid.
so dumb, but if you're watching the movie, if you subscribe into the movie and you're just like, let it take you, it's amazing.
Oh, it's perfect, because you're like, yeah, fuck it. Of course, if you use the skull of the bad guy from the last movie, that thing's going to go bad.
Yeah.
And not sure
how could it not?
Yeah, not sure how the skull helped, but then the Mechagodzilla comes in, and then Godzilla and Kong, it happens. They team up. Everything, what everyone loves to see in the end. They team up. They fight Mechagodzilla, and you think Godzilla's gonna get taken down, but then he shoots his breath into Kong's axe again, and Kong hits him with the 6-piece and ends him. And it's perfect. And it looks cool, and it's a
both
dope
teams
fight.
leave happy.
Yeah,
Team Lizard, Team Monkey. We left his brothers out of the movie. It was amazing.
It was sick as fuck, and like Godzilla and Kong have their moment where they're just like, all right, bet, and then they go fuck off. And I don't know, dude. I feel like this movie. I was looking forward to this movie forever. I feel like this movie delivered the best it could.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that they could do better. Maybe they could have given Godzilla a gun at one point. That'd have been kind of cool.
Oh, well, now you're just pandering to me. But I think, I think that too. All the big stuff it does right, but I mean, I feel like we should touch on the human shit.
Yeah, so this is as much as I really need to say about it. The human shit, not annoying. And that's all you need out of a good monster movie.
See, I thought I just didn't care. It did not bother me. I was like, obviously you have to have this shit intercut, and it didn't really bother me. But like, whenever you like break down the entirety of the human plot point with like the kid or whatever,
yeah, everything
they do is so they can spill like that glass into the command panel and short circuit it.
Yeah,
so they can beat Godzilla. Like, all of it led to one accident, which, if we're being honest, it makes more sense because it's a child and a conspiracy theorist who break into a government
It's also,
facility.
They don't try to make it, like, too serious. It's that whenever they cut to the humans, that's the comedic relief.
Yeah.
That's the, like, oh, your adrenaline was pumping from the crazy fight. Now have a little giggle about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, scientists researching them anymore where it was boring and I didn't care what the fuck they were doing.
That's what happened in the last movie. Yeah. It fucking sucked. And if you go from Godzilla 1, the one in 2016, and you jump to this one, like, it is vastly different.
They learned what the people wanted.
Yeah.
People wanted more monkey fights and lizard fights and less
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Godzilla 1, I think Godzilla's in the movie for like 16 minutes. Yeah. And the rest is just people, like army dudes, and super serious. Like, you cut to this movie and they're like cheering for the monsters. I'm like, man, this shit is insane.
It's very fun. Which is what I have to say was, like, even if this wasn't a Godzilla movie, which I feel like it is, you have to rate it that way. Yeah. It's still like not a bad movie.
No.
If you were like, I don't like Godzilla movies, and you watched this, I feel like most people would still be like, yeah, I liked that movie. Yeah. It was an okay movie.
If you did that and you still didn't like it, go fucking watch A24 or some shit. I don't know. This just seems like the perfect movie that like everyone could get on board with.
Yeah. I say it set out to do something, which was make a super fun big giant monster movie. What are their names? Kaiju movie. They set out to make a big kaiju movie, and it fucking perfected it.
They did perfect it. I'm very excited to see what they make next.
Yeah, I hope whoever worked on this one just kind of gets like a blank check to be like, make it again.
Yeah,
but new monsters, do something cool.
I fucking hope so, dude. But I hope that like because the other thing too we're not even thinking about is like the little parts of this movie are also good because the soundtrack in this movie is fucking awesome. Yeah, the soundtrack, King Kong soundtrack is all songs from the 70s because in Kong Skull Island it's like set in the fucking 70s, and I feel like thematically it works weirdly well. It works way better than a trilogy of fucking monster movies should. And I think that like I don't know what's gonna happen next at all. But my God, like there's no way they can fuck this up.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Watch out. We're gonna take a cut from that. Yeah. A couple years from now.
He's gonna have the Warner Brothers come down like the Zack Snyder
bitch
cut.
You thought.
Man.
But, I think that's it.
Yeah, good movie.
Go
watch
it. Honestly, I might want to raise it from a 92 to higher, but I give it that 98% of people would fucking hate this movie, and there's nothing it could do to pull them onto its side.
Yeah, there's nothing.
So, right at the 15-minute mark, let's get into Mortal Kombat.
All right, perfect. You want me to go through the numbers?
Sure.
All right, critics gave this movie a 55%, which
saw it coming.
Fair. Audience gave this movie an 87%, which I also did not expect.
I kind of anytime you make a movie that's this specialized, I feel like the audience is going to be high. Because nobody was like, no average person was like, I wonder what movies are coming out this weekend. Oh, Mortal Kombat. I'll give that one a shot, even though I don't know about it.
I don't know. I feel like everyone knows what Mortal Kombat is, dude. My dad knows what Mortal Kombat is.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, but your dad wouldn't go see it. If nobody saw this movie,
my dad watches some dog shit, bro.
Okay.
You are right, though.
The average person is not going to see Mortal Kombat if they don't like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. What do you give it?
Because of what I just said, giving it a solid 50, right down the mark.
Really?
I think 50% of people like Mortal Kombat, and they're gonna, think this movie's okay. And 50% of people don't like Mortal Kombat, and if they saw this movie, A, they wouldn't like it, and B, they'd be confused as fuck.
So your rating is based on other people's feelings?
Yeah, basically. As somebody that kind of likes Mortal Kombat, I kind of like this movie.
Yeah. I was excited
right down the middle.
I was excited to see your take on this because Mortal Kombat, I don't know, y'all probably don't know, and you probably remember, that was like the beginning of our friendship that entire summer. Because after we met, like we hung out all summer, and then we played fucking Mortal Kombat 11, or 10, 9, who cares?
The one with the challenge tower.
Yeah. We play that shit all the time, and I did not realize there was a story, but apparently there is. I gave this a 60. I think that it's okay. It was all right. It was in between and like, oh, I like that part of the movie. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a 60. I was not like grossed out by how stupid it was. I felt like it was in between.
Anytime it got too stupid, it was like very specifically like a callback joke to the game.
Yeah.
Like they would say lines like at one point Scorpion says, "Get over here," and when he did that, I was watching alone in my living room, and I was like, "Yeah!" I was like, "Fucking say it." I really wish he had said "come here" right afterwards. Yeah, the follow-up line, but he didn't.
See, I have issue with that line because the
it.
entire movie, this motherfucker only speaks Japanese. Like at no point, he literally dies when it's like 200-300 years ago in fucking Japan, and then like it comes to modern day and he's back, and then he's just like, "Get over here" in a fucking like Midwestern accent. I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, you can't do this. You don't know English.
It was awesome.
I like to think
that was my highlight of the movie.
Yeah. No, I liked it, but also I hated it because it was like, what is going on? Oh my god, I'm one of the nerds begging for continuity.
you are a nerd. Okay, let's get into the other nerd numbers. Yeah. Worldwide gross, 60 million. Not terrible. Yeah. Opening worldwide, 9 million. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And its budget was 51 million. So they made their money minus advertising, but it came out literally 3 days before the day that we're recording this. So it'll make some more money, and then hopefully they're going to make a second one.
Yeah.
Because even though I gave it a 50, that being said, I want the second one.
Yeah.
Give me the second one.
I feel like that with the scores, too, I feel like we've changed to where we're kind of just rating it based on the movie solely, not compared to other movies we've seen. Because there are other movies that I've rated 80 on the podcast that I would rather watch Mortal Kombat again than watch that movie.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the facts. You want me to handle it?
Yeah.
Okay, the dagger that Scorpion is using and that his dead wife is using at the beginning of the movie
kunai.
Is a kunai, which is like a traditional harvesting tool.
Yeah.
Which is very cool that they like actually stuck with some level of like realism.
Yeah,
in the
just
movie
kind
and
of
didn't
like
just have him like mall ninja shit. He wasn't just like pulling up with like a fake katana thing.
Yeah, I was actually reading about that shit, and I was just like, I've kind of found out that like a lot of ninja weapons are actually like farm tools. Like they have like the scythe thing or whatever and shit like that, and it was just like went back and like looked at all of them. I was like, oh, that makes total fucking sense.
Yeah,
like, all of this shit. Like,
did you say they used hammers and sickles as well?
Huh?
Would you say that they ever use hammer and sickles, ninjas?
No.
Oh, they're not based then.
Whack. Oh man. And then the other fun fact for this, the main character of this movie, the number one dude, Cole Young, who's a descendant of Scorpion, is a completely new character. Completely made up for the movie, which is...
I hope they put him in the next game and kind of connect it.
I do too, but another fun fact is that this guy, like, this is one of the biggest points where critics are getting at this movie. Oh. People do not like Cole Young. Why? Now we can dive into our takes.
Okay. Cole Young is sick. That's my take.
I think Cole Young is cool as fuck. The only criticism I have of him is when he gets his, like, Kenyatta or whatever the fuck they call it, and he has that weird armor shirt. I was like, Weird, kind of dumb, but then like the way he starts fighting using it, like because they rip off Black Panther, I was like, yeah, more.
They do rip off Black Panther. See, what I was worried about the whole movie was like he's trying to get his powers the whole time, and they keep cutting back to his great grandfather Scorpion dying, and I thought he was just gonna become Scorpion. I thought at some point he was just going to learn how to do the and it was just going to shoot out of his arm or something. Yeah. And I was like, that's going to be such a boring-ass reveal of being like, he's Scorpion, but from the future. Yeah. And then he came out with the weird fucking armor. And like for a second, I was like, is that a Scorpion thing that I didn't remember from the game? I was like, I played Scorpion a lot. He doesn't have that. No, new guy. Very cool.
Yeah. The only charisma I have of him is that, one, his performance is kind of iffy. But it's a stupid movie. But also, like, I feel like his weapons would have been cooler if they changed. Because they seemed like organic, but he only had the same two, which were cool weapons. But I was like, it'd be cooler if at one point he was like, sword. But also, there's a sequel, and they're probably going to do that.
And I do have one more interesting fact that has nothing to do with the movie. While this movie was going on, I was, like, making sure I recognized which characters were which and looking them up. Sonya Blade is from Austin, Texas, according to her Mortal Kombat profile.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I was like,
Sonya's her favorite character. I think, but yeah, Cole's cool as shit, but I feel like I want to criticize this movie right away.
Okay.
This movie fucks up with the way it uses its characters a little bit. I feel like, to complement it, the short list of characters they chose to portray in the first Mortal Kombat movie, very good. Yeah, excellent choices of people.
Well, the first reboot. There's been other Mortal Kombat.
But the first in like what I imagine is going to be a franchise. They did a really good job picking the right ones and also holding back. Yeah. I feel like they fucked up with two characters in particular.
Okay.
I think they fucked up with Kung Lao. Kung Lao, he needs to come back.
He got shredded just instantly. Not instantly, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he got like killed in the halfway point of the movie. I was like, dude, fuck that. Like, no, Kung Lao
I also
was like,
didn't see that coming. When he started to get his soul sucked and then everyone like ran over there, I was like, oh, they're gonna stop him now.
Bro, and Cabal has like Liu Kang. He's just like, he's about to get his soul sucked. I was like, what the fuck's about to happen? Am I about to have to draw the curtains for this one? But yeah, but the thing is, like, I feel like that didn't need to happen. I feel like the stakes were already high enough. For like, and then Kung Lao dies. I was like, dude, no. I was like, no. I like him. I like his sharp hat. He uses a shield in this movie, which I haven't seen him do before.
Yeah, that was very cool. I just can't wait till we get into the fight. Okay, and then your other character?
Yeah, they fucked up using Scorpion.
See, this one I can't understand. Kung Lao, I could see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But Scorpion, they used him perfectly.
I don't think they did. I feel like they should have figured out a way to, and Raiden's actually getting shit on here too. I think they should have taken Raiden out and replaced him with Scorpion. I don't know how it would have worked, but I thought Raiden was not super effective in this movie. I feel like Scorpion, if he would have played the mentor role to Cole, and the reveal would have happened that way, I feel like that would have been way cooler. If I was writing this movie, I would have had Scorpion mentoring Cole or having a bigger part, because right now, like, it kind of sucked. Like, you get to the beginning, it's like you have this dope ass scene, this cold open with Scorpion fighting Sub-Zero, and then he doesn't show up again until like the last fight of the movie, and even then, it's not like, if he would have shown up at the end of this movie and just fucking pieced up Sub-Zero and ruined him, I'd be like, hell yeah, that's perfect. But the thing is, like, that didn't happen. Like, he showed up and he still needed somebody to beat the shit out of Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
And I was like, this wasn't like a satisfying conclusion for me, and I just feel like Scorpion should have been there with Cole instead of just showing up.
I like the idea that Scorpion's just like too pissed off. Like he could not have trained and been calm and been like, I'm going to raise up and then get him 300 years from now. He wanted that fucking action, and he wanted it right away, and it wasn't until Raiden allowed it to happen and he got back from hell that he was like, okay, well, now I'm going to try to whoop his fucking ass. And he still couldn't do it. He was just so fucking mad.
Yeah.
Which I don't know anything about how Scorpion's supposed to be, but I liked it in this movie where I was like, he's a pissed off dude. Somebody killed his wife and his fucking kid.
Yeah. I didn't hate it. I just feel like everyone expected Scorpion to be the main character.
Yeah.
Like, all the marketing. And then I feel like that was a misstep for them, where they should have just been more obvious that, like, Cole was going to be the dude. And again, I think that the reason this doesn't piss me off completely is because I like the idea of Cole, and I like where they took his character. I like the MMA, how he's an MMA fighter. Yeah. It was very cool. That MMA fight is completely unrealistic. Holy shit. But very cool. Everyone would probably like MMA more if it was like that. But yeah, Scorpion, a little let down. But outside of that, Cole, cool guy.
Yeah, on the Raiden that you brought up real quick, I just feel like this movie didn't, like, which is a similar thing in the games, is like Raiden's the super god. But then when you play the game, he has the same life as everybody else and is kind of like an underpowered character.
Raiden sucks,
yeah,
bro.
like,
I fucking never play Raiden.
But he is supposed to be like a thunder god and above everybody else. And in this movie, like, what's cool about him? One time he made a force field. He can teleport people. Yeah. And his eyes don't even glow that much. That's like my biggest beef is like he just didn't look cool. Like when he first showed up and they were like, "It's Raiden," and then he's got the dumbass fucking hat, which like keep the dumb hat, but like then when he looks up and you see his eyes, you should be like, "Oh fuck, that's a thunder god, not a dude with cloudy eyeballs."
Armor him up, make him look like buff and cool and badass. He did not give off godly vibes.
No, he just teleported people around. It was literally like the peak of what he did.
Yeah, I think outside of Raiden too. Jax. Oh, Jax was fucking cool as hell. Yeah. Jax is one of my mains.
When he grew his metal arms, my God.
Like, fuck yeah. This is really stupid. I love that shit. But Jax is cool as shit. I liked how like Jax and Sonya had that relationship. That was like this movie was short and I feel like it needed more time kind of, but also I bought everything that happened.
We didn't get into the best line of the movie, which is when Jax is fighting Sub-Zero for the first time before his arms get ripped up. So Jax is just a normal dude. He served in the military, and now he's figuring all this stuff out because he's got a dragon thing, and he's fighting an ice god, an ice warrior creature that he's never understood. Yeah. And in the middle of this huge fight where he's getting half frozen to death multiple times, he's like, "Bitch, I served six tours." And you're like, that has nothing to do with any of this.
And then after that, he hits his chest. And he like goes Sub-Zero, and I'm just like, oh, okay, Jax is about to wake up. Like I was like, maybe his arms are gonna turn metal now, and then Sub-Zero fucking ruins him. Yeah, just pieces him up immediately. Which actually gets another thing. Fatalities in this movie happen.
Yeah,
they happen often. And very good. I've completely bought it. There was not like they also did the corny lines right after it. Mm-hmm. Like he was like flawless victory or fatality, and I was like, that's fucking sick.
When Kung Lao right before he gets got fights that little harpy that flies down, and I was like, I don't care about this weird harpy. Is that a character? I don't think it is.
No, fucking.
I've never played that character, never seen that character before, so I didn't give a fuck about her. And then she lands and like. I like looked away to take a sip of water, and then she was just getting shredded by a spinning hat in half. And I was like, oh, okay, she's gone real quick. I was like, yeah, fuck her.
Classic Kung Lao.
And the fatalities pulls into the other thing. This is gratuitous violence.
Yeah.
Like a couple times, especially that MMA fight that starts it, I was like, I don't even want to be looking at it right now. I was like, this is gross as fuck. This is horrendous.
He's just
that's exactly what Mortal Kombat should be.
Yeah. I think the violence is super well done. The only fatality, the only infight I didn't like was Kano. I didn't like how Kano went down. I thought Kano kind of sucked in this whole fucking movie too. He was kind of annoying. They kept trying to make him be funny, but he was like, I didn't think he was that funny. And then you get
I liked it. He was such an asshole. He wasn't like a Marvel asshole. That's what I liked about it. He wasn't like grumpy. He wasn't like, oh, dude, you guys don't want to do this. He was just an absolute dickbag the whole way through.
I did like how Cabal was like talking to whoever the fuck the bad king is, and he was just like, wait, they have Kano? Yeah, he's a big piece of shit. And then he goes and talks to me. He's like, hey, Kano, remember when you were a big piece of shit instead of a pussy? Kano's like, I'm not a fucking pussy. And he's like, give me some money. And then he becomes a bad guy.
I did like that Kano's entire personality was give me money and I'll do anything.
Yeah. I was saddest for him to die because Sonya Blade gets him and she's like, she stabs him with the fucking garden gnome. I was like, oh, okay. But it was
like one of those goofy fatalities you can put in if you Google the code, like the babalities they had and whatnot.
Yeah. I think I want more of Kano. I hope he comes back. I hope we get more.
I don't think we're gonna get more Kano, but we have Johnny Cage. That's the very ending, is that they're gonna be like the next movie has, because the whole time I was watching this when they like first showed up, I was like, I can't wait for Johnny Cage. I was like, fucking bring him in, because he's just like the goofiest fucking character they have.
Johnny Cage is one of my favorites for sure.
Like because he's fun to play, or because he's fucking hilarious.
He's an okay character. Yeah, but he's very funny. He made the stupid stories cool.
Yeah,
there's just one giant jackass coming in between this like blood feud between like a fire demon and a frozen dude.
Yeah, And some dude's just going like this to his cock
Yeah.
right next to it the whole time.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think he'll also fill the void of like someone who's kind of funny.
Yeah. The movie would not have been the same without Kano.
No, yeah. Despite I wish more for Kano, but again, this is one of those things with the movie.
He did get
where
a
I'm just
garden through his head.
Yeah, it's one of those things with the movie where like I think all in all, I wish more from this movie, but I did not walk away from this movie thinking, what a failure.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, this is a movie that is okay.
End on, Godzilla killed it.
Oh yeah,
Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Go see it if you like Mortal Kombat.
Excited to see what you're gonna do next. This one was okay.
Excited to buy the next game and play Cole Young in that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna main him. I hope everyone fucking supports Cole Young, bro. God damn.
They need to make him ridiculously overpowered, and then people will like him in the next movie.
Yes, dude. Hell yeah.
Okay, but that's all we got for you, and catch us next week for our From the Ground Up. We will be doing Justice League Part 6.
God damn. Time fucking flies.
Yes.
Holy shit.
This will be a celebration of 2 years of making podcasts.
Yeah. Damn. Well, thank you for listening.
Yep.
See you next week.